Hello again, everybody. Harry Doyle here, welcoming all you friends of the feather to another season of Indians baseball.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Think Outside the Box Office, the show where we review movies that can be enjoyed from the comfort of your couch. Spring training is in session in the MLB, and because of that, I thought this would be the best time to do a sports movie, and we're going to do 1989's Major League. I got to say, this is my favorite sports movie, like hands down. Now, I don't dabble in sports movies a lot, they're all kind of the same. Your team either wins or they either lose. You know what I mean? And so I don't dabble in a lot of them, but this is my all-time favorite sports movie. Remember the Titans is probably a close second. Where does this stand for you guys in the sports movies tier? Do you guys enjoy this movie? Nick, I'll start with you.
Yeah, man. It's on my letterbox as one of my favorite films, and for sure my favorite sports film. Like sports movie, yeah, it's kind of like what you said, right? Like I didn't play a lot of sports, so there's a little bit of bias towards Major League being the sport I did play, but I don't watch the most baseball, so that kind of means something. Yeah, man, this movie is fucking awesome. It sucks that Charlie Sheen kind of sucks now, so like there's the double edge to it, but yeah, this movie fucking rocks, man. I can't wait to get into this.
Awesome. Derek, what about you, man?
I'm kind of in the same boat with you guys to a sense where like I don't really get into like many sports movies, but the ones that I do remember, and the ones I do like, I kind of hold close. This and like weirdly enough, just like Sandlot are like my two favorite baseball movies.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Like those two alone is probably the most sports I get into. You mentioned, remember the Titans, which isn't bad, but I saw so much in school that I'm like burned out on it a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's still a fine film, it's still great. But like, Any Given Sunday and stuff like that, and like Moneyball, I'll pass. Like, I don't care to see any of that. But this movie as a sports movie though is awesome. Like, it's really good. It's funny. Like, it's really really dope.
It is. It is fucking awesome, to quote you, Nick. I remember we watched this a lot growing up. You know what I mean? I couldn't tell you the first time we watched it. Probably couldn't even tell you how we knew about it, because did we own it growing up? Do you remember? I think
not at first. Like, I'm certain it was just a catch it on TV type, and then we probably
heard the parents talk about it or something like that. Yeah. But this movie has always been awesome to me. It's a great like underdog battling against the odds to like, make their team worth a shit. The plot is super simple. But before we dive into that, guys, if you like what we're doing, check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music. Check us out on TikTok. We're funny as hell. We have plenty of episodes of you guys to go and review. We're out there. The plot is pretty simple, right? Actually, it's kind of Ted Lasso-y. I was thinking about this yesterday. The owner, the female, the new owner, her husband, did he die in the beginning of this? Or
he is dead.
He's dead
when we start.
He's dead. Okay.
Yeah.
So she now owns the team, the Cleveland Indians. They've been sucking the hind one for like 30 plus years. There is a clause in her contract with the team to relocate if attendance falls below a certain number for the year. Then they can leave the city, go relocate, get a new stadium built, all this stuff. So she assembles what she thinks is going to be this really shitty team, and they are going to achieve that goal of just finishing dead fucking last and getting the fuck out of Cleveland. Pretty simple. And then the team, obviously, right, Motley Crue's together and just, goes against the odds and comes out victorious or whatever. This is great. This movie is hilarious. There was so many funny parts. Let me ask you guys, just because the cast in this is so diverse, Derek, who is your favorite character?
Oh man. Like Wild Thing, Rick Vaughn is definitely kind of like a go-to because of his attitude and just how he carries himself. He's such a great character in and of himself, but I don't know, man. There's such a roster to choose from. Like Lou's pretty good. Like I like Lou. Like
Oh yeah,
you can't go wrong with Lou.
Man, Rick Vaughn is pretty awesome, right? Like a take no shit ace, closing pitcher, relief pitcher. Like the movie was kind of confusing
this time around. Yeah,
the movie was kind of confusing. So like they make it sound like he's a closer or relief pitcher, But then when they go to that divisional playoff, like the match to go to the playoffs or whatever,
To win the pennant or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, the one with the Yankees at the very end, they on the plane
They
ride
bring him
there,
in.
yeah, Lou's like, hey, I'm going to start Eddie. He's got a little bit better track record, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what the fuck would he care? If Eddie's a starter, it wouldn't affect Rick. So I got confused if Rick's actually a starting pitcher or if he's a relief or closing pitcher. Plus, he closes out that game against the Yankees. If he's the starter, you had him close, which is not unheard of, like especially in like big matchups, bring in your aces.
Right.
But I got kind of confused on his role. But either way, he's a kick-ass dude. When I played baseball, I was a catcher, so like it's easy to relate to
Sure.
Tom Berenger, who was fucking awesome in this, by the way.
Yeah, he is. For
I
sure.
liked kind of his little like love story arc,
Yeah.
get the girl back.
There's not a character to hate in this movie outside of your antagonist, right? The chicks.
Phelps.
Miss Phelps, is that what her name is? Yeah,
Rachel Phelps, yep.
Rachel Phelps.
Ex-showgirl, yeah.
And that's right. So there was some like newspapers in the beginning that like kind of showed like their history in a nutshell. Okay, because I was like, I could have sworn I saw. Yeah, all the characters are great. Pedro Serrano is hilarious. Like, practicing his voodoo, and he's got Jobu in his locker, and he's like wanting to sacrifice chickens. Wesley Snipes is hilarious. Corbin Burnson, the third baseman that doesn't want to go out of his way to get the ball if he doesn't have to.
Oh,
Guys,
Yeah,
cast is
like
great in this.
the low effort veteran. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The cast in this is great. You were talking about Charlie Sheen, him being your favorite character.
Yeah. The Wild Thing, man. Like,
Yes.
I know he had a little bit of a career at this point, right? Especially late 80s. It almost seems kind of like a role written for him, kind of like.
Oh, for sure.
He, like that kind of like bravado, snarky attitude, take no shit, right? Like what we talked about. But also like his history, like with baseball. Like I guess he seems like he really could throw like somewhere in the 80s. So there wasn't a lot of like,
that's what I read.
They didn't have to like do a lot of like post, like make it look faster, which I guess is an ace. On the flip side of that, I heard Wesley Snipes was not like, he's an athletic dude, but he like was not baseball savvy at all. Somebody with like one of those two dudes, in his like rundown scene where he's like, I've been cut already, and he has to like race those two dudes and he smokes them. I thought I saw something with one of those two guys who talked about how slow they had to run to make it look like Wesley was going fast.
Really?
Yeah. Like they were like, yeah, he just was not. Like obviously looks good, very good build.
You could look the part, but
like
not be functionally like for it. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Weird.
He was like, it's like he's athletic, but not an athlete. You know what I mean? Like, probably could lift a bunch of weights. But yeah, not. So I always thought that was super funny.
That's kind of a good point to bring up. It is weird, I guess, when you go to cast a sports movie, like finding the right actor, but then like what if they don't know shit about the sport? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I guess you can practice and learn it and like whatever, but I guess that's what makes you a great actor is looking like you know what you're doing. Because it sure as shit looked like Wesley Snipes was hauling ass. You know what I mean? And it's just movie magic. They make Rick Vaughn look like he's throwing 101 mile an hour fastball. You know what I mean? But that would be weird casting a sports movie because you want authenticity, but someone you don't have to like really spoon feed the game to or like the skill set to or whatever. I think that'd be really tough.
Well, I think when we talk about especially sports movies where our actors need to look like they know what they're doing, right? Whether they really can or not, the believability of most of the cast in their roles is like doable, right? Like
sure.
one of the few that I have a hard time believing is I think he's one. I actually didn't write his name down. Eddie.
I know you're
Eddie Harris,
the pitcher.
Yeah. His windup is not near like with enough oomph to be a pitcher. Like he's just out there just like sell it, like he's going through the motions, like he's doing everything right, but he's not like there's no oomph. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things I thought was cool about Charlie, man. Like when he's pissed off and he cussing out the umpire and stuff like that in that first game they have. his subtlety in the role, like it's a lot of like facial expressions and like,
Yeah, for sure.
like it almost it wasn't hard to see like old Topper Harley like showing up in there with some of the
Yeah,
his subtle, you know what I mean? Some of his facials and stuff. Yeah, he's fucking awesome. One of the cool things about this movie is like our meet and greet, like our roll call of all these guys, right? So
yeah. When they all show up.
That
yeah,
whole
so she's
that
like
whole roll call and like spring training bit is like
awesome.
is great.
It's
Yeah, it's great.
for like
Yeah.
not a lot going on. You get to meet everybody. You get to find out like what everybody's about. We find out Lou Brown is is kind of a just get the fuck out there and do your, let's get this done.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this Motley Crew work. I did have a question though, and I'm not a professional anything, and especially like baseball scout or whatever. But like they get the call sheet for all these dudes coming in, and they seem to have like no info about them. So like, and maybe they do, maybe they don't. But like all the problems they exploit about the people on their team, right? They're like, ah, shit, Rick's got no control. Toronto can't hit a curveball. Dorn is gonna tank the hard plays. You know what I mean? Like all these faults. But like, are those in the notes somewhere? Because when you're being scouted, those would certainly be there. You know what I mean? Like pros and cons of your ability to play, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that she knows she's putting a team together, or thinks she's putting a team together that can fail, right? A failure recipe, but fails to explain why. Like she just, I guess, rolls on the like washed up veteran and like green rookies to not mesh or whatever.
Sure.
But I thought it was interesting that they had to even find out some of those issues, especially if some of those guys had to be playing ball. There would be notes about them, like Serrano
Yeah.
sucked. You
Even
know what I
if-
mean? Like that would be there.
Even as
Jake's
lower
knees.
level as like the minors, they would have been tabs would have been kept on them easy. So
Yeah, that's another thing. You don't always know where all of them are coming from, right? So like we know
Yeah.
Jake is coming from a Mexico league, which he only played in 1 year because he was in Cleveland 2 years prior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
I
was
was like,
hilarious. Wish we had him
Rick-
2 years ago. We
we
did.
did.
Wish we had him more then.
Yeah, it was like we did, which is cool. Like all that little bit of like history about where these dudes have been. They
Yeah.
mentioned Jake was an all-star in Boston, so that was fucking cool, man.
Yeah, we got Rick Vaughn coming from the California Penal League because he stole a car.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
which was hilarious. Yeah, you don't find out like Pedro Serrano. It doesn't seem like they know a lot about him, right? Because Lou Brown was like, "How come nobody picked this guy up?" You know, and then hey, throw some junk at him, and then we see that he can't hit anything except the fastball. So like, where do you? Was he playing somewhere else? Like where?
Right.
Like, can someone not on like a minor league team or something like get like the call to be like, hey, we want you to come try out for our team? Like,
Yeah.
I have the same questions as you do.
It is kind of weird because, like, in this day and age, it just would have took someone recording you and putting it on the internet. If it would have gone viral, they'll probably found the dude. Like, but back then, it's like, yeah, how do we pinpoint this voodoo loving dude, like in his, in his playing baseball? Like, how they find him? Because it sounded like he came from Haiti, right? Is that what they said?
Did they
That-
say
that's what
that? Maybe.
I think that's what he said. He's like
No, he's from Cuba, right?
he's a Cuban. They
He's from
said that
Cuba.
there's a word for it, but he's like using his religious beliefs to like leave the country and like kind of like practice them or believe them here in America. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's legal.
yeah, they said he's something from Cuba.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the word, but
can't remember the term. Yeah, no, you're
Yeah.
right. Okay, but yeah, so was he playing in Cuba or was he just like
yeah,
chilling, doing
And
like
Cuba-
voodoo, praying to Jobu, and then
Cuba has a huge like baseball,
I was gonna say, don't they have like a huge
like
baseball
massive,
following?
yeah, a lot of superstars.
oh shit, okay,
Yeah, a lot of
okay,
superstars from Cuba and the Central America. Yeah,
okay. I did not know that.
I like I think one of the strengths of this movie is that being a movie of the product of its time, right? They did really good, like I think for the most part, like diversifying your cast, and I think the movies kind of continue to do that even into the like the suck sequels, right? Like we get the Asian outfielder, the big dumb catcher in number 2, like some of these other guys.
Yeah,
I thought that was one of the standout parts of this movie. Was like you get Serrano, who's practicing voodoo, and he's a lot of fun in the locker room, and it kind of creates some tension with Ed Harris, who's kind of like a
Pro
Christian
Jesus.
veteran, a Christian
Yeah, yeah.
veteran, prayer before every game type. Dorn doesn't believe in any of that shit, so he's just like, oh fuck this, I'm out of here. So like that kind of ensemble I thought was really fucking cool. If they remade this movie, that would be a key part of
Oh
it,
yeah.
it 16.
Yeah.
It would be like
Not
diversifying,
only,
and because baseball is so huge anyways with that, you know what I mean? People from everywhere, right? So
yeah.
that would be a big part of remaking this movies. Would you guys want to see it remade?
Honestly, I don't know if it could be done. Not properly.
Yeah,
think
I mean,
I think failed attempts like Roadhouse kind of prove that.
ooh,
Like, you
Yeah.
shouldn't take movies from later in life from so long ago and remake them like put like a modern take on it. Now, if they want to make like an honest to God, like, 80s style remake or something, maybe. But again, you have to find all the right characters and to fit into those pieces. So,
I think the problem with remaking this lies in the simplicity of this one's plot. Outside of Jake's little like love story arc, no other character has like an arc that they go through that is outside of the baseball
yeah, it's
game
all
itself,
team
right?
oriented at that point.
Right. Wesley Snipes is learning to hit the ball on the ground and steal when he can. Rick Vaughn is learning to get his control, but those are baseball things. Corbin, the third baseman, Roger Dorn is
Yeah.
learning to like actually get in front of the ball and not tank shit. It is a baseball thing. So outside of uh, Tom Berenger's love story bullshit, which isn't in it really a whole lot, the whole movie is just about the team getting it together to get to this thing and win a pennant, and stay in the city and stuff. Then I think with a new one, they would want to add extra layers, right? And I don't think that needs to be done.
Right.
So what do you think then about the extra layer we got in this film with Jake's like love story and stuff? Do you
Oh,
guys, if there was one to explore and that's the one we got, do you wish it was something else? Do you like Jake's side quests?
I mean, I don't mind it. Like, there's some like scenes I'm like, we can go without, like where he shows up at like the dude's apartment and they have that weird like sit down.
oh,
Dude,
They
that's
didn't need to have
hilarious.
that.
I will say he's got more balls than I do. Like
Dude,
as
he has
soon as
more
I saw,
composure than I do. I would have been
dude,
flipping out real quick and throwing F-bombs left, right, and center.
if I got off that elevator and saw that it was just his whole fucking place, like I'd be
Oh,
like,
dude.
I would be, no way.
I would turn right back around and start hitting
I don't
buttons.
care
Be
how
like, "All right,
much
get
shit
me
they
out of
talked
here."
about me after that. I would be out of there real fucking quick.
For sure.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm with you. I definitely would have been like, this ain't where I parked my car, and then like turn around,
I
got the
I
fuck out
like
of there.
that Jake. He not only like sticks it out, but like he
Yeah.
stands his ground, and I like that. Like especially when he's leaving, right? Like the guy's like, I walk you
Yep.
out, and Jake's like, oh fuck, and
It's closing, yeah.
he's like, stay away from her. It's like, suck my dick.
Yeah.
This scene is great. Like I think this scene is hilarious. And I know I said, I think I called the love story arc bullshit. I didn't mean like I didn't like it because
Sure.
it is a good arc. Like even when he goes to the library, and he's like, why'd you give a friend a bum number? And then she's talking about this escapade he had, and he's like, well, she said she had a better body than you. I couldn't let your honor go down or whatever. And she's like, that's bullshit. Like,
Yeah,
in the library.
Yeah,
That's
right.
fucking hilarious.
The scene where we first meet Rene Russo at the French restaurant.
Oh yeah, dude.
Every scene with her and Jake is fun to
It's great.
watch, despite it not being what we're there for.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's no fucking baseball here, but like it is. They do make those scenes, like they do make it fun to keep you entertained. Rene Russo was gorgeous in this film. Like,
Oh
good
Yeah,
man.
day.
she was awesome. She was
Yeah.
awesome. She looked good. She had a great role. Like, she didn't oversell it, but didn't undersell it. Like,
Yeah, she
Yeah,
wasn't.
for
She
sure.
wasn't her motive to like not want to be with like our hero made sense, right? Like cheated on a bunch of
Yeah.
times, all that kind of stuff. Like it's all there. Like there's no stupid like logic for her role in the film. She's very justified in the way she feels. She doesn't create problems for Jake or anything. Like they don't make her like a nuisance in the film.
No.
Right.
They're like, hey, you're a
And
stand your ground ex-flame. who happen to have this guy come back in your life and you're dealing with that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Going back to the scene you're talking about at the restaurant where they first meet. One, that interaction with when he's like, "Hey, that's my wife," and then I think Wesley Snipes is like, "Does she know that?"
Yeah.
And then like Rick Vaughn here with this line, he's like, "You want me to drag him out of here, kick the shit out of him?"
Drag the
And
shit. Shit out of him.
and
Yeah.
like he's, I don't think he answers, but like you talked about his like subtle expressions, he kind of like just shakes his head real fast and
Yeah.
like, okay, that's
right.
that's fine, another time, Um,
Yeah.
but like, so let's say Jake hadn't seen her at that restaurant, would they like? I mean, wouldn't have led up to that moment, and especially at winning that game at the end, it all kind of culminates to that point. Like, would have never happened, man. But
Well,
good for him to make his move, bro. And it was a smart move too, like calling the restaurant from another phone and
Yeah.
asking for her,
Yeah.
and smart move. Yeah, that was a great scene. Every scene with him is great.
first off, he plays it smooth every time he runs into her, even though she doesn't really want to see him, which is awesome. Like,
Yes,
so
he
he kinda
does.
plays right into it. So he has that kind of like finesse to get himself in the door, which is awesome. But it's cool because he has that scene, the scene where he goes to the library, and then he also has the awkward dinner scene. And then at the end, she comes back to him. Like she comes to him, not engaged. She's there to support him and everything else.
Gets the girl.
And yeah, it ends up happily ever after. Uh, the other part of that dinner scene you were talking about, where you're talking about subtleties of like, Rick Vaughn. There's like that bit as soon as they first get there, and he's kind of like looking at himself, and he's like, "Man, I look like a banker in this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
With a
and the
tie
camera
policy.
looks
Yeah.
yeah, and then he just like, okay, and he's just like, "So, anything in this thing in English?" He's like, "Don't worry, I'll just order," and like kind of
Yep.
takes over. He's just trying to celebrate the moment. Those two are just being like, goofs about it. But great scene all the way around.
They get their champagne or whatever they're about to drink. And he's like, "How about a toast?" And they're like, "All right." And so they go and he's like, here's to like a good year or whatever. They like toast. And so the other two get ready to sip and he's like, and here's to whatever. And so they're like, like, do it again.
Okay,
And Charlie
yeah, they
Sheen's
do
kind
it
of just
again.
like,
Yeah.
like the affirming, like, we're good.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and to me, one more good year in the sun. And they're kind of finally like waiting to make sure they're like clear to drink. It's a lot of like small off ball stuff that makes this
Yeah.
movie super fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
There's
sure.
certainly a lot of movies that boast a genre that then show things outside of that I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Like if you're posing your movie as an action movie and we get to the non-action parts, I'm probably gonna have questions. Um, but this is like it's a sports movie that didn't make me hate all the stuff that's not sport related. And also on top
It
of that,
wasn't
we talked about main characters earlier, and I can't believe we forgot him, dude. Bob Euchre as Harry Doyle, the radio, like the voice,
Yeah,
yeah,
the
sports announcer.
it was great.
Yeah.
That guy was so criminally underrated. Um, so his name
Yeah,
is Bob
Definitely
Euchre.
was.
He was actually the radio broadcaster for the Milwaukee Brewers for like close to 20 years, which is why he sounds so fucking natural in that because that's what he
Oh,
does.
yeah.
And it's like he's super quotable, he's super fun. You love his like sardonic, like like
This guy threw at his own kid in a father-son game, like
yeah,
his little quips and stuff.
his
Yeah.
line that just a bit outside. It's like one of the it's like ranked somewhere in like movie quotes or whatever. Which I thought is fucking awesome. And it's a fun scene that he sells
That
it
is
on,
great.
because obviously Ricky's just like sucking it up out there. Yeah, this guy is the only person I would want commentating my games if I were an athlete.
Just narrate my like life at the at Heaven's Gates or something like that. I'd be like, all right, cool. Let's
Yeah,
just roll the tape here. Oh, awesome. Like go through my
yeah,
highlights.
for sure. Nick, I think you asked earlier who outside of Jake Taylor's love story arc, who we would want to see have an arc outside of the game, I believe is what you asked. To answer that question, um, I think Rick Vaughn, man, like is he not kind of
For
the
sure.
obvious choice? Like you just got out of jail. What's your story outside of you stole a car? You know what I mean? We get nothing about you. What's up with your Vegematic haircut, which looks awesome by the way? Like like I think he's the obvious choice. Wesley Snipes could be kind of interesting if done right. But when people think of this movie, let's face it, they think of Rick Vaughn, right? Wild Thing. I mean, so I think that'd be awesome. I think his character would be worth exploring.
I agree. Because there's also a part of me that's like, what the fuck are you so bummed about? At one point it says like he's one of the league leaders in strikeouts. And so he's like this young hot shot for a team that's on the up and up. At one point they say they're 60 and 61. So they've got like 40 games left. And they're talking about like we think we need like 32 wins or whatever, they're doing some math. But it's like what are you so fucking bummed about? Like your life should be okay right now. Even if he's making the league minimum, by the way, which Jake Taylor mentions at that dinner scene, he's like, yeah, make the league minimum. The league minimum in 1990 was where the fuck is it at?
It's like 60,000 or something.
$68,000 in 1990.
Which pretty good still.
Which like the medium income for like somebody was like 30K. So it's like he's making like double, like somebody's wage. You know what I mean? Like, so even if Rick Vaughn is making 68K, you're a bachelor, you're this like young hotshot dude, you're not in jail anymore. It can't be like, why is he depressed all the time?
That's a good question. You just got out of jail and you're literally pitching for a major league team. Even if you're on the worst team in the league, you are a major league baseball player. How many other people get to say that?
What if he didn't get out? Like when they call him, he's like in jail. And even he's like, I don't know if I'll be able to make it by then. And
yeah.
But like he still made it, obviously. So it's like, if he was like legit locked up, they wouldn't bail him out. They wouldn't try to get him out. They would just be like, oh,
that's a good point.
Then they wouldn't have no.
I guess I didn't think about that. Yeah.
I like when we meet him, he rolls up on the bike to training camp, and does that like daps up his buddy or whatever. And Pepper is like, get a load of this fucking guy. Look at this fucking guy. Yeah.
Also,
go on.
I was gonna say, also in that scene, Wesley Snipes rolls up into that like spot, right?
Right.
Dude, what does he do to afford those clothes and that car? Like this motherfucker already looks rich. Like
he's got a nice suit, yeah, but if you look at it, it looks kind of like small for him. It doesn't like fit right. So I feel like it's like just like an old suit that he's just always had. And that car, dude, that is a buggy designed to look like something exotic. You can tell, like it looks heavily modified in the front, and it looks goofy as shit. Because when he backs it out, it's just a Volkswagen Bug, just with a goofy ass fancy hood ornament. So, well, I also don't like Dorn shows up in like a 1930s like Rolls Royce, and I'm just like, what the hell are you doing driving around this death buggy? Like, I didn't understand it. I thought you didn't have any people of rich caliber, and he's like, well, Dorn's our only rich dude.
With Dorn, because he's more interested in his financial portfolio or whatever than he is being a good ball player anymore.
Yeah,
I do like we get one said to him, and then he says one. I do like the like we got to fucking lock in moments that we get in the movie, right? So like Dorn tanks that play right for that last out, pisses off Rick Vaughn. And one of Jake's cool qualities is that in the moment he's got to approach the mound and not place blame on Dorn, even though that's where it is. He's got to be like, hey, we're fucking professionals. We don't take place for personal reasons. Cut the crybaby shit. Let's get this out.
Right.
Yeah. And then he's got to go to Dorn's house, because fuck phone calls, I guess. Drives all the way out there. Drives all the way out there, and he has to tell him like, if you take another, like, this is gonna be my last shot as a winner, and if you take another play, I'm gonna cut your nuts off and stuff them down your fucking throat. To which Dorn has to just kind of be like, fuck.
Yeah. Even Dorn's wife is like, lemonade? Like...
She's like, crumpets? He's like, no, I'm fucking around.
Flips that tray on the way out.
She's like, okay, Jake, see ya. Tell Vaughn I said hi.
Yeah.
And then so then that goes full circle with Dorn, right? Like, he screws around on his wife, she sees and she sleeps with Vaughn. To which he's just like, what the fuck is going on? But when Rick gets called in for that last out, and Dorn's got to approach the mound, he's like, I only got one thing to say to you: strike this motherfucker out. And I was like,
Yeah, dude.
yes, that's the kind of fucking get
Yeah.
in there, quit fucking around, let's get it done.
What do you guys think of the motivational? So who's Miss Phelps's right hand? Oh, Charlie, right? Who
Yep.
is the I guess below her but above Lou, right? Kind of somewhere
Yeah,
in the middle.
I think so.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
He's like the general manager while she's the club owner or something like that. So he
Yeah. He owns the club. Yeah.
he goes to Lou after one game. I think when they're doing really good. I think it might be the 60 and 61 bit. And he's like, "Hey, I got to tell you." And I think he tells him here, this is her plan, right? She doesn't want you guys to win, so she can relocate, whatever. So Lou Brown tells the team, and he's like, we're going to win. Jake Taylor has that. We're going to win the whole fucking thing, right? Which is super awesome. And so to do that, they get some motivation in the form of a cardboard cutout uh, of her in this like sexy, like cheetah print dress or something like that.
Yeah.
And every time they win a game, they're going to peel off because they have to win 32 more games out of their next 40 or whatever to at least tie the Yankees and then have a play for the pennant, which is what they do. But what do you guys think of that motivational technique? I mean, I got to say, I think it's awesome. You know what I mean? It could be used more often amongst male-oriented groups. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I kind of thought about this. I think it works because she's not, the movie doesn't tell you if she's like obviously she wants the team to lose and she's screwing them over on a lot of their like amenities and stuff. But it doesn't sound like she's fucking anybody over with their money. Like nobody's bitching about contractual like bullshit. Like no one's like, she fucked me over my contract, she lowballed me, she did all these things, whatever. That's never an issue. So with that not being an issue for anybody, and everybody who's there is getting paid, I guess what they feel they make or feel like they're worth, that motivation would be doable. Because then it's just like, man, I've got this sexy owner, but she's kind of a total bitch and wants us to lose and whatever.
Right.
I could be okay like seeing that peel off. It's not like that like strife between them all isn't personal. Like she's just like, I don't care who you are, I just want you guys to lose. But,
Yeah.
but no one's paying, like no one's bitching about like she's not paying me my money and I'm not going to do. Yeah, I think that's like, I don't know that it would like drive me 100%, but I
For
would be
sure.
like, I guess I'm curious to see what's under here when we get there. Like,
Yeah, right. For sure.
yeah.
I mean, it was definitely like good motivation for sure. And the itching reveal of playing 32 games just to see it all uncovered would be just as cumbersome as it would be is to play the games themselves. But I definitely feel like they really, I think it was when they just kind of got that strive of being like told that they weren't gonna succeed even after
Sure.
the year and all that stuff. And then that's when Jake says that awesome line of like, we're gonna win the whole fucking thing. And it's like when they say that, that's when it lights their fires, gets them going, kind of like what you guys are saying. And then that cutout was just the cherry on the icing for them.
Yeah. I'll agree with you, man. I think Jake's speech and just like knowing now how much the odds are against him and all this, I think that was probably more motivation than just seeing this cardboard cutout because she was a model, right, or something like that. Like,
Showgirl, yeah. So
yeah, she showed enough of her shit already. So
I'm sure there's tabloid somewhere of her somewhere. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. Right. She's got leaked, nudie pics or something like that. They could go find, and
yeah, right.
then the motivation of the cardboard cutout's not worth it. So, but
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
do you guys have a real quick? Do you guys have? I know we all said we're not super big into sports movies. Do you guys have like a favorite sports, like a sport in the sports movie genre you guys prefer to watch? Like for me, I really don't give a shit about basketball movies. No offense to the game. I'm not saying I haven't seen a few of them, but I just don't give a shit about basketball movies. That's at the bottom of sports movies for me. I'll watch football movies if it comes to it. I think I prefer baseball movies just because I played baseball, right? And I think like MMA movies are pretty cool. But do you guys have like a favorite sport in the genre to watch?
Go ahead, Derek.
I don't know. I like football, baseball definitely over football, but I mean, I'm not gonna watch any fucking volleyball or golf movies, but
Right.
I
Outside of Happy Gilmore or something.
yeah, like I don't like basketball movie. Okay, Space Jam. There you go. That's about as close as it's gonna get for me.
Mm,
So I
sure.
don't like. I don't know, like soccer. No, like,
Ooh,
but then
yeah,
again,
that's one I don't like.
I just don't get into like a lot of sports movies. But there are so many football, so many basketball, so many baseball movies. So I mean, if I ever want to dive into any of those piles, man, I got plenty to choose from.
Yeah, a couple. Yeah, I get there's probably a couple from each of the most of the major sports that like I could sit through. Yeah, there are a lot of bad ones, right? Like, and every sport has 5 bad ones just from Disney alone. You think like Disney originals or something.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah, for
I
sure.
love Major League. Staying in the baseball realm, Bad News Bears, and I like both versions
Ooh,
of that.
Sandlot,
Sandlot, yeah, big one, right? Obviously, big one. That's a big one that comes to mind. The Rookie's kind of fun. I think it's Disney also. Um,
Disney, yeah.
there's
Dude, you got
also
like,
yeah,
I was gonna say, there's like 8 Men Out. There's Field of Dreams. There's what's that other Costner one? Bull Durham or whatever. Like,
yeah, Bull
I
Durham.
mean, to
There's
me,
a ton.
baseball is just. I have you guys
Oh,
seen any of those like Angels in the outfield, Angels in the
Indian Outfield.
infield?
Another one is Summer Catch, which Jessica
Oh,
Biel, right? Like Freddie Prinze.
yeah.
Um, so like, yeah, and then in
Oh,
another
I know what you're talking
sports,
about.
like there's some fighting movies that are okay, right? Like Never Back Down is always like fun to watch some of that stuff. Remember the Titans, right? Like The Program, Varsity Blues. There's a shitload of these out. Invincible, right? Like uh,
Yeah.
the Keanu Reeves one, The Replacements. Like that's a fun
Oh,
one.
that is a good one. Yeah,
I think most
that
of any of them that end up
Longest
being my
Yard too.
favorite probably have some sort of comedic touch to it too. Like it's not like a boots on the ground in the mud, nitty gritty sports action. Like
Right.
it's
Would
the most.
you?
Yeah. Well, if we get like if we're taking it too seriously, me as like a non-sports, person, like that's where I'm just kind of like, all right, like I'm getting, I don't need to know all the play calling and like just show me the drama.
Oh, I was gonna say there is one sports movie that I am kind of interested in. That's kind of, I don't know. It's not obscure. It's just it's a sport that's not really talked about, at least not in the Midwest. Not a hell of a lot. I mean, probably is. I'm probably gonna get my ass chewed out for this. But hockey. There's a hockey movie called Slap Shots. Have you
I
guys
know what you're
ever
talking
heard
about.
of it?
I have heard of it.
Has Paul Newman in it, I think, and
Oh,
then
okay.
he like so it's kind of like Major League. I think either their club is about to go out or like they're going to lose their place or something to that degree. And so like to try and generate enough money to keep their place afloat or going, they bring in these 3 brothers who were just known for like fighting and hockey. And so like as soon as like they like, the game starts going kind of south, they bring these brothers in and they just start kicking the shit out of everybody. Well, it brings enough revenue in that everybody wants to come and see them like play and fight. So it like ends up helping them. But
Sounds
it's
like Dune.
Yeah.
Goon, yeah. So it just, I don't know, it's kind of one I want to check out, but it's an older one.
It's
Yeah,
got Paul Newman, so it's probably got some good some good material in there. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
hockey's got some good stuff. Like, I think there's a generation that'll love the Mighty Ducks movies, Emilio Estevez. I was a
Yeah.
big fan of the Mighty Ducks cartoon, right? Like
for sure.
weak ass crime fighting hockey playing duck.
Yeah, yeah.
For the '90s fans out there, right? Like,
Right.
but I know there's in Miracle, the Kurt
The Kurt
Russell
Russell
Yeah, yeah,
taking
yeah.
Disney
on
movie.
the Disney, right? Yeah, taking on the Russian
The
Olympic team
Russians?
or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like there's certainly some good sports movies in there. It's not something I gravitate towards too a lot. Um,
for sure.
Marty Supreme just came out, so ping pong, like
Oh,
it's everywhere.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
They're even in award seasons. You mentioned Space Jam. Space Jam is fun, right? Like,
First
Yeah.
one, sure.
yeah,
But there's like, so Hardball, would you consider Hardball to be a sports movie or like a drama with sports in it?
I, yeah, like,
'Cause
is
it's
there a
not like
difference?
Gridiron Gang where they're like
Sport drama?
forced to do it, but
there may be a few of these that we've talked about that kind of lean maybe are like 60-40 what you said, a drama with sports in them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I don't know that, like, going back on the whole list, I don't know that I could give it all out, but like the one you
Right.
just talked about, whatever that was, that definitely I think. Oh, which one did
Hardball.
you just mention again? Hardball.
Hardball.
Yes,
Hardball.
Hardball's
that
cool.
could. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but it could be. It could fall in that category for sure.
Okay.
Especially because like it's like the drama outside of it's like he does he owe a dude a bunch of money or
He has debts. Yeah.
something.
Yep.
He's got
Yeah.
debts.
Yeah.
There's like the inner city violence and like what happens at the end with G baby. You know what I mean? Like it's like Jesus Christ. Like
One of
this
Michael
is
B. Jordan's earliest roles too. He's on the team.
right. Yeah.
That and The Wire.
But
I
yeah,
think.
that definitely falls into that category. You guys talked about hockey. Man, I kind of put hockey like outside of Mighty Ducks, and I've never seen the like live action actual hockey, any of them. But like the animated series is cool. Hockey sits at the bottom of the chair for me too, dude. Just like that. Never seen Miracle. I watched part of the Goon. I didn't finish it. I've never seen Slap Shots.
Yeah.
Hockey kind of sits at the bottom for me. I don't know.
Soccer is probably my like. I don't know that you could make a movie that about soccer in any way, shape, or form, unless the Avengers are playing it, that I would care about. Like,
Dude, I don't think I've ever like most soccer movies are either kids movies or it's like over there like in Europe they're playing soccer football like
Sure.
so it like we just kind of know not to approach it because we know we fuck it up. Like same thing with tennis. Like I don't see tennis being like wow the new tennis movie of the year. Like no.
there's
So
a think about the movie Challengers that just came out. Like, there are
Yeah.
yeah
the bar for sports movies, especially biopics, is certainly getting raised. Yep, we'll reference The Smashing Machine just came out, right? Like talking about
Ooh.
The Rock playing Mark Kerr.
Mark Kerr.
yeah
And I know it didn't light up the Oscars like they all thought it would, but it certainly got its accolades along award season.
What do you guys sports biopics or do you guys just like sports movies, like
movie.
fictional sports movies? I think both can have some charm. I didn't really think about this until you started talking about it, Nick. But yeah, Smashing Machine is great. Isn't that Invincible? Mark Wahlberg plays Vince Papali or whatever his name
Yeah.
is, based off a real dude.
I think that's a
Yeah.
good movie too.
Obviously Remember the Titans is in the fiction section, but I think some of those basketball ones are like Coach Carter and Glory Road and
Yeah.
some of that might have some realism to them and different stuff. Yeah, I
We
don't
Are
know.
Marshall another one I think.
Which one?
We Are Marshall.
Oh, the football one. That's right.
Yeah, like college
Um,
football or high school football I think. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, some of those are pretty good. I think those definitely fall into like they take themselves too seriously. You know what I mean? Like the story
Yeah,
can be great and
and-
stuff, but because I'm not a sports movie guy, am I going to care that much about a sports movie about an athlete? I don't know. I'd prefer to. I think I personally would prefer to hang out in the sports fiction section. That way I don't have anything to compare to in the real life and be like, oh, they got this
Sure.
wrong or this didn't happen or whatever.
Most sports
don't know.
movies feel to me pretty much how Moneyball felt to me the entire time I watched it for like fucking 40 minutes, and it was just a long, drawn out like bore fest, dude. It just like some movies just don't really grab me like that, and that's just kind of how that movie and some some of the other ones I just
Moneyball-
kind of feel.
I think Moneyball is overrated.
Moneyball is extremely overrated, and I don't know, like sports movies, it has to really like intrigue me for me to go out of my way to watch them. Besides, like I think I borrowed Major League from you guys because you guys talk so much about it, and then I ended up watching it because of you guys. Like I probably would have never watched it unless it was from
welcome.
you guys' mouths. So
You're welcome.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's like I think we were talking about this before we started recording. Nick, this movie is very relatable to us. We lost a lot of baseball games growing up.
We certainly did.
And one could say we should have just been called the Cleveland Indians the entire time. Because it was some of that was. I say tough to sit through, but I don't mean in like a really tough way. But it was like, God damn it, I know what these guys are going through. Obviously not on a professional level, right? but losing is losing either way. And especially getting your ass beat in some of the scores. Like I think the first game they had was 9-0. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that definitely happened to me. You know, I
Yeah.
know what it's like. So, um, so seeing them come together and like pull it off at the end is really like, and like I said, it wasn't even for the like World Series. They just won the pennant. They just won their conference or division or like whatever. You know what I mean? They still got
Yeah.
more games to go after that. Um, so seeing them win is worth it, man. It's worth the entire ride. It's so funny.
I think
So
in the
it's relatable.
sequel, when it starts off, you find out they lost.
Yeah,
Like they
they
go to the
do.
next round, but they lose, which is like, I, I don't know because I don't know. I remember enough about baseball. Whatever the next before I think that's the game to go to the World Series or something.
Do they
They,
call those playoffs in baseball? I don't know. Like,
yeah, I'm
you
just
know, like
whatever division, conference, round, whatever department.
postseason,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, for sure.
That's a
But
real
you're right.
that's a real Royals way to approach that. But
What?
it would have been cool. It would have been cool to see the sequel actually take place of them going to the World Series and stuff, and actually like, kind of like continuing. That would have been interesting because the sequel we got for it was
Ooh, bad.
kind of wild. Yeah, like
PG.
I couldn't. I don't know how to put a spin on it, to be honest. It has its moments, but it's definitely not the first.
What thinking about it, I don't know if we found out that they had won, they went all the way that year, it would have been almost more unbelievable. Like that's too much of a Cinderella story. To like go from like fucking dead last for the last like how many years or whatever to winning it. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like while I don't really care for the sequel, I think them losing it was okay. They got attendance back, they're making revenue. You know, they come with their own set of problems. Is the chick still managing them in the second one? Is she
I
still
think
the club
I
owner or whatever?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
And also Jake talks about he's like, yeah, this is my last season. Doesn't the sequel take place a couple seasons later? And it's like
I think it's
he's
the next
still
year.
is it the next year?
I think
The
it's the,
exact next
yeah.
year?
I
Oh,
think they're
okay.
fresh off their loss or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're getting
I
ready for
see.
the
I
next
don't
year, and then
It's been that long since I've seen it, so
that's where everybody starts going through their like radical like character changes too.
Yeah,
David.
like character degression. Like I was like, you guys, what the fuck? Like
Yeah,
undoing everything from
Ron
the other
becomes
movie.
like a rich like sellout. Like so, Ronnie becomes like this like Hari Krishna like type of dude. He's just like, oh, beautiful man, just like the whole time. Uh, but they do get some new additions that are kind of funny and whatnot,
Yeah.
and replacements. No Wesley Snipes, so that was kind of a bummer. But
That's true. I forgot about that. Omar Epps slides in the role of Willie Mays Hayes.
yeah, and
Oh, forgot about that,
maybe
man.
not the right fit, but I mean, I don't know who else could have really fit the bill at the time. So
One of the things I think I would have liked to see from this movie is our core. We don't fill out the whole 9 positions on a field as the cast.
I thought about this
Um,
earlier.
I would have
yeah,
liked to see just your starter, like we'll call them your starters, right? Like your 9, one,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
representative from each position take the screen, right? So like we have a catcher, we have a pitcher and or starting relief pitcher, right? With Jake, Eddie, and Rick. Uh, Dorn is third base. We have Wesley Snipes and Serrano, who are both outfield. Uh, and then that's pretty
Center
much
and right field, right? Center field and right
in
field.
right field, maybe, yeah. But we don't get like your shortstops, your second base, your first base,
yeah,
one of
a lot of
the last
no
remaining.
names.
Yeah. Like, so I would have liked to see more. If I were going to pursue a remake, I would want all 9 people to be part of the deal. And maybe a remake should explore because they're not the Indians anymore. A few years ago, they had to change to the Cleveland Guardians.
Yeah,
So
Ooh, that's
maybe if
right.
they did like remake this somehow, like maybe weave that into the plot. And I don't know if that makes it better or worse, but it makes it real. So like that could
Yeah.
be a you're the Indians in the first movie, and then maybe you become the Guardians, and you deal with that, or
They
you
could
showcase some of that.
they
That'd
could
be
even put an asterisk at the title to let you know that it changes, just like
yeah,
Thunderbolts.
that's right.
You know what I mean? They can do that now. So it'd be fine.
I would say New Indians.
There you go. Indians, for real. Yeah, that's a good point. I'd forgot about that. I think Tyler texted me about that today, asking if we were gonna bring this up, and I was like, well, I kind of fucking forgot. So that is a good point. Um, I guess without getting too political, what's your guys' take on changing these sports names to something less offensive?
I
I mean, I know there's not a lot of them. I mean, shit. We're out of Kansas City. We have the Kansas City Chiefs. It's only a matter of time before you
yeah,
know that's thrown out the window. I don't know. I don't. What do you guys think about this?
I think it's I, truly I'm not bothered either way. But
Right.
I'm not against it being changed. You know what I mean? Like the people who are like,
Sure.
can't, that's fucking crazy. It's been this way forever. Like,
Yeah.
so what? And if it is
Progressive
truly,
things
if it
change.
is truly offensive to a whole people, then that's more than just like, it's not like one guy was like, I'm fucking offended. If it's like coming from a whole like peoples, then like maybe it is time to like take a step back and change it. Um,
Sure.
I certainly don't think there should be any city tying themselves up and rooting themselves in the name of one of their sports teams. You know what I mean? So if Cleveland was with the Indians and nothing else, and they were like, "We're the fucking Indians," then like we have a problem. Like, change your name,
Yeah.
it's fine. Like, like your whole town shouldn't be that shouldn't be your ID in that whole town.
Sure.
So yeah, it's fine. I'm okay with it. And the Guardians is a cool name. Like, it could be worse.
True. True. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Better than just like the Washington State football team or whatever
But,
that
dude,
football.
for real, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how plain Jane can you be, Derek? What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, it's like I don't have a problem with it either way. Either it's because like I said, I don't really give a shit about sports that much. But like,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I understand the calling for it. Some of it I think is a little outlandish in the sense of like it's it's not really just like not so much derogatory. It's just like it's been around for so long, and people are just now kind of getting a gripe about it. It's like it took you like X amount of years to get upset about this. Like you guys should have been upset from this from like day one, or like sooner than later kind of thing. So I don't understand
Sure.
like why people are getting mad about it now, but them changing it, that's fine. I'm totally cool with it. Like I said, I don't really care either way. But
Right.
like you said with the Chiefs, like I don't think they're ever going to really try to change that. And if they do, I mean, I'm sure Kansas City's going to throw a fit, but oh well. Like
Yeah. If it happens, it
teams,
happens.
teams, teams change all the time. They move around. They like the freaking Rams went back to LA after, like 20 some odd years or whatever being in St.
True.
Louis. So like
True.
it happens all the time in sports. So I don't see why it should be it doesn't affect me. So I don't understand why it should be so effective to so many others. Like if they want to change it, let them
Yeah.
change it. It's not going to change the way they play. I mean, may change your fan base, but
Right. Yeah. Unless like you're like one of those like just dynasties that like my great great granddad used to cheer on the Cleveland Indians. What the fuck? Like I've got
Right.
all this
like
Cleveland Indian merchandise, and now I gotta,
yeah,
like it. I don't really give. I don't. It doesn't bother me at all. I don't give a shit what these guys call their team names. It does not faze me in the slightest. But that is a good point you brought up, Nick. I'm glad we talked about that because I think there are some people that are really, fucking diehard about that stuff. And
it's the fans, man.
yeah, I right. They're not giving the fans what they want, and I guess that's whatever here.
Hey, every fandom has toxic fandom, so
Yeah, for sure. And say, do you guys have a favorite like scene in this movie? Like a
I
favorite
think
little like
I
whatever.
think
I
we
know
haven't
we
really
talked about some of the
talked
really
about
good
it,
ones.
but
Dinner scene with those three and seeing Rene Russo there. Um, I think it's hard to pick a favorite. Like I was thinking, even just the bit when they first get on the plane, like that shitty ass plane they give them,
Yeah.
and all the lights are flickering on, and Wes- Wesley Snipes is like, I'm gonna
get
need
one of
one of
the
those
stewardess.
bags. Call the stewardess. And he's like, there are no stewardess. And he's like, I wonder if there's any pilots. Like, and I think you even see Dorn with
Dorn
his
has
fucking
like the
like sleep
shades on. He's
mask
like looking
lean.
like
Oh,
what?
oh god, like this movie is just full of. We talked about movies being full of bits, and this movie is that. Like
Yeah.
so many little bits. Even
Good
the part
setup was good.
where the chick comes into the locker room and she's dressing, telling them to like suck it up and be big boys or like whatever the fuck. And there's that part where she says something and it shows that shot of the team in unison, like
Oh,
doing
like
the like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
arm
yeah.
thing and then they like bring it back
Up
and just
yours,
different
yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Like I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
it's
That's great.
there's a few moments that feel not like self-aware, but kind of, like that kind of lean into could be a parody, like
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
that in the stuff they do in unison, some of the gags or whatever. It certainly has that vibe, and maybe it's just that cast. Maybe that's what they were aiming for, and that cast just knew how to do it, but like still find the dramatic balance or whatever. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
like think when Ricky starts like training Rick Vaughn, and he's out there with like that mock-up batter, and it's perfectly
Yeah.
fine. First throw, he starts knocking it down. We get a little bit of montage, and we come back to it, and it's fucking beat up.
Pelted. Yeah,
It's
dude, that thing has dents
taped
in it
up
left,
Yeah.
right.
everywhere, and he's just heaving the fucking ball every time, and just ends up, I think, destroying it, like splits it in
Yeah,
half.
takes his head off,
I think
and then he's
breaks
just
his
like,
head off. Yeah.
yeah, he walks off. He can't. Between that and just like the subtle things where he's just like, every time you hit that thing in the air, I want 20 push-ups, and he's like, yeah, no problem. Hits it up in the air. Shit, just has to start doing it. I love how he does it right in the middle of the game too. Like he
Yeah,
does it
for
in the
real.
game, and then he's like, starts fucking doing it. They're just like staring at him. Like so, there's great bits of like that, and like would that like lead up to each other, like especially with Lou, kind of
He's the best.
pushing everybody in the right direction.
He's the
Yeah,
best.
for sure.
No bullshit feedback giver of maybe ever.
Yeah,
They get their
yeah.
opening game up, end of the first inning, Willie Mays Hayes makes the basket catch. And it's like running in, he's like pumped up, and
Makes that
Lou
goofy ass like thing.
Lou
Yeah,
daps him up, and he's like, "Nice catch, Hayes. Don't ever fucking do it again." And he's just like, "Okay." Like Lou is so central to that team succeeding, even if it doesn't feel like
yeah,
it. Enough of this Olay bullshit, like
Yeah, for sure.
the damn ball. Yeah, yeah.
pissing on Dorn's contract and stuff. Like,
That's great.
he
Yeah,
absolutely is like the heart of that team,
Lou,
and they kind
word
of
here.
play into that into the second
Yeah,
movie too, where he gets injured or has a heart attack, and then it becomes
yeah.
like a do it for Lou type movie after that.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bummer that he sits out of it for the most part in the second one.
I was gonna say he ends up in the hospital. Doesn't Jake Taylor have to like step up as like kind of the
Kind of like
coach
Player
because
coach or something. Yeah.
well doesn't the big kind of dumb catcher, the Starship Troopers guy, kind of take his spot as primary catcher or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The big
Yeah.
dumb trooper
Yeah.
takes the spot. Yeah.
There's just some plot points in the second one where I was like, ooh, like I don't know that this was the way to go, but
If it were R rated and could have like delivered on like the humor the first one did, I probably
for
would have
sure.
been okay with a lot of it. I think there was some developmental stuff that they did in the second that I thought was kind of cool. Jake stepping into a manager role, still having to take a catcher under his wings, still having to be the mentor, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just a movie that falls flat because the the pillars that made the first one so good were all gone, right? Like
Right.
hard R, situational comedy, subtlety, things like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
good point.
that's just me.
Page.
I don't know if it's a connection, so I'll ask you guys if it means anything or if you guys saw it at all. So when Charlie's calling everybody, or you see some call, he calls Lou, right? Like Lou's at the tire shop. He's like, "Hey, it's Charlie Donovan of the Cleveland Indians. We want you to coach the team this year." And then he like keeps it
Yeah.
kind of short, and he's like, "Hey, I gotta let you go. I got somebody on the other line about some white walls. I'll talk to you later." He's talking about white walls on tires because he's a tire guy.
Yeah.
The next scene or whatever, when he takes the job and they're at spring training, Willie Mays Hayes, the car he rolls up in, the little like beater disguise or whatever, has white
Yeah,
wall
yeah.
tires on it. And so I was like, is this supposed to go anywhere? But I don't know how Lou and him could have known each other. Like
Sure.
it would have been a
You think he
real
would have like recognized him? Yeah.
yeah, that's true. Lou wasn't like, hey, didn't I give you those white walls yesterday? But
He's like, "How you doing? How you
how
doing? How you
you
doing?"
doing?
My
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
small things like
He's
that,
like,
man. Like cute, like cool
"Yeah."
little character habits or whatever. Yeah, man. Like the way he's just dapping everybody up. How you doing? Yeah, sells it.
Yeah. Yeah. Great.
And like we said, I know all these sports movies, just they're going to win or they're going to lose. It comes down to that. It's just how we get there determines if the movie was worth a shit.
Yeah.
But this one I think is worth a shit. So this is my favorite sports movie. I don't know that I can put a sports movie in my favorite all-time movie list, like top 10. You know what I mean? You know, I like this movie, but it doesn't earn a spot there. But it is really awesome. And there was a number of great baseball films we could have chose to watch for this episode going into, spring training is going on. The MLB season is just a couple weeks away. Um, but this was a great start. And I don't know who I think Nick, you suggested this one? This one your suggestion?
Probably, yeah.
Good pick. Good pick.
For sure, man.
What are your final thoughts on this movie, guys?
I like it. I really enjoy it, even for a non-sports guy. And baseball would probably be the safest sport I enjoy. So I like it, man. I'm definitely going to give this one. I'm going to give it a 3.5. Like it's a good, solid movie all the way around. It does a lot for me. It's funny. It's got all the sports action I would want. It's not like they're not
Sure.
playing sports. So thanks, Moneyball. And yeah, 3.5. 3.5 for sure.
3.5. Okay. That's good. Nick, what about you?
I'm going 4.5. This
Wow. Okay.
Nice.
This is, like I said, maybe my favorite sports movie ever, definitely pertaining to baseball for sure. Fun cast, fun characters. Its rating comes from like it's the hard language, and it's not a movie that has to market with like sex or anything like too over the top, right? So like
Right.
it felt like real dudes in that profession talking the way that they would talk. You know what I mean? And I thought that was
Yeah.
cool. Made the
Okay.
made the film more fun. It has a ton of rewatchability. It's super quotable. It has stood the test of time. It's not a movie you have to think a lot about to understand. It's just dudes playing baseball, right? Like win or lose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man,
For
this
sure.
movie's kicked ass. I've liked it for as long as I can fucking remember, man. 4.5 stars for me.
Nice.
I am going to echo everything you said, including the rating. I put this on my letterbox as 4.5 stars. This movie, it's been some years since I've seen this movie. Maybe close to 10, if I were to put a number on it. But I mean, I remembered it all in my head as it came back to me here. This was fucking great, man. Like this was a lot of fun. Like you said, cool cast, cool characters. The plot is super simple. It's got a lot of believability, I think, when it comes to players and like performing their roles and stuff like that. If you're a Ted Lasso fan, you're familiar with the plot of new club owner chick wants the team to lose so she can do whatever. Yeah, 4.5 stars I think is a solid rating. Derek, you said 3.5. I think that's great too. I Nick and I might place it a little higher just because we played baseball. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah,
the
that's fair.
relatability is there, but this was great. And yeah, so guys, if you are thinking outside the box office this weekend and you're in the baseball mood, check this one out. This is streaming on Paramount Plus, I believe, is what I watched it
Paramount
on.
Plus.
Yeah,
Same.
yeah, it is worth it. Check it out. You won't be disappointed, and we will catch you next time.